Today, I'd like to share with you Socrative, which is an assessment tool that's used by a lot of other schools in our greater Philadelphia area. And I think it's just a bit more intuitive and a bit more functional than and also, I should say, a more powerful tool than Google Forms. So, I'd like to share with you three things today. The first is what a test looks like. The second is what are the special features? In other words, how can you control how the test is given out? And then third, what do the results look like? So this is a biology test, and this goes under the quizzes tab that you can see here. So you do have to create this quiz. Um, and you can see that for this account, it's actually my wife's account. She's a biology teacher. And so I'm clicking on this Unit 4 test, and it has 34 questions. And she created all these, which you would be able to do. They have an honor code statement to start off their test. It's one of the things that they, do at their school. And then you see here. So this is an example of a. This is a fill in the blank question. She has in green here the only acceptable response. You could see for number 3, name an organelle that is membrane bound, etc. Here are there's a lot of correct answers that you could put in. You don't have to do this, but if this was something that will automatically grade correctly for you, much like you would do in Google Forms. So if you go down further, you can also see that there are some multiple choice style questions right here. You can move it up or down using these arrows. You can edit the question. One of the things that I like is that you can add points of emphasis. So, for instance, like let's say you wanted to say which part of the nucleus, and you really wanted to make sure that your students pay attention to that. One of the limiting features of Google Forms is they don't let you do, bold or italicized or underlined. And you can do those things here, which enables you to manipulate the questions a bit better. And then you see here you have the subscript and the superscript options for mathematics. This over here will enable you to add an image. So if you have like a PDF file or you're looking to add a photo, you would be able to do that. So I don't want to do this because I don't want to mess up my wife's test. But like for instance, this is a picture of a traditional dish in West Africa, the kejenu. So if I wanted for my French test, students talked about this. So if you wanted to have a question about kejenu for some reason, you could add it here, just like you would do for Google Forms. But like I said, I think it gives you a little bit more leeway here. So just to go down, I'll show you what an open-ended question looks like, just like this. And then, so that's essentially what a test looks like. So I'll move on to the second part here. So what are the special features? Why do you want to do this? Okay, so yes, I'm okay. All right, so why would we do this instead of something else? All right, well, you have a bit more control over the testing environment itself. So with quiz, you can choose a delivery method. All right, so you can do things like to give them instant feedback. So as they take the test, they'll see, do I have this answer correct or incorrect? If it's a multiple choice question or a fill in the blank where you have the answer key. Do you have open navigation? All right, where you can move from number 1 to number 7, back to number 2. Do you have teacher paste, which I think is a pretty cool feature where you're in control of what the students are doing. And this will give you a lot of control as compared to Google Forms, where you just kind of post it and the kids do what they want. So I know when I did the survey at the beginning of the year, a lot of you were asking questions about could I do something where I'm in more control of what's going on in the classroom and how this assessment is taking place. And I think these delivery methods will really enable you to do that. We see also, as I'm talking here, you can require their names, do things like shuffle answers, show question feedback, final score, and you can change these as you see fit. I'm not going to launch it, obviously, because we're not taking this. But I'm now going to move into our final portion here, which is the results. Sorry, reports. Excuse me. So reports. So this test was given by Mrs. Keston on December 4th. So let's see what her students did on this. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the names because of the privacy concerns, but I can show you their responses and results. All right, so much like in Google Forms, it'll give you a spreadsheet like this, but it's all in one spot, right? You don't have to create that Google Sheets. It does it right here for you. And you can go through just like you would and see, oh, well, question number 2 is pretty hard. So obviously you can, go back and do they really know what the difference is between a nucleus and a nucleolus? I personally don't, but they probably should. So that's a concept that they're going to have to reteach. And you see the different scores here. So, and they had 31 students take this test. All right, so that's just 3 things. Just to recap, we showed what a test looked like, what are the special features, and why is Socrative interesting, and then what do the reports look like? I said results, but really they are reports. Um, and obviously play around with this. It's pretty user friendly. Check out the different tabs and see if you can create one of your own assessments in this way. And once again, if you have any questions or you're interested in learning more about Socrative, then please let me know. And if you do watch this video, I really would appreciate if you can fill out the survey that I'm going to send out with it. All right, so thank you and good luck with it.